Hello there, Internet. MegaMogwai here, and I got another video for you guys today. And today we're gonna feature some more Demir discard because your boy, let's go with your boy, is most certainly tired of Esper. I'm pretty sure a lot of you who, are currently laddering up in MTG Arena or just playing ranked in general are sharing my sentiment to a certain degree, as Esper is absolutely everywhere, despite the fact that War of the Spark standard has been shifting throughout these, past few months. I think it's safe to assume that it's reached a point of certain stabilization, and I personally believe Esper control / Esper tempo, regardless of whether you're playing variants with hero, priest, and one, or more tempo oriented. Though all of them tend to have hero in the main deck, but then switch it up a little bit. Esper in general, like with the core of Teferi, Time Raveler, Narset, and Big Boy Teferi with Oath of Kaya, and then a 4-mana life gainer, may it be Basilica Bellhunt or the Elite Guardian Mage. That core, that deck itself, is, in my opinion, the strongest deck in the metagame because it handles mono red aggro really well. And it actually doesn't really have that many bad matchups at all. Like, it's a very flexible deck with a very powerful sideboard game. And yeah, there's no point in me dwelling too much into explaining it because I'm pretty certain the vast majority of you watching this video have run into said build and are a little bit tired of it, right? So this is meant to be a counter. I featured this deck a few days ago. I built it for the sole purpose of being able to capitalize on Esper decks. Esper decks do not like hand disruption. They run hand disruption themselves, with Thought Erasure. But on top of that, we main deck triple dress, and we got one disinformation campaign and double Devrio as sources to just really disrupt their opponent's game and not let them have a hand ever. We also have bounces with Blink of an Eye and Dream Eater, and the general idea of this deck is to be able to disrupt the opponent heavily and win the late game with either Liliana, Eugene, or even the likes of Doom Whisper or Dream Eater. In this video, I'm going to showcase a matchup that I had against Esper Control in a best of 3 series to show why this deck is so efficient right there. And also I'm going to showcase a game that I had against Simic Nexus, which is very interesting because it also highlights the power of Doom Whisper in matchups in which our opponents aren't really proactive enough, at least towards our life points. Doom Whisper is very, very good in matchups where we can use our life as a resource and enable us to draw whatever we want, which is a very powerful thing to be able to do in a card game for obvious reasons. And yeah, this is the deck list right here. In the sideboard, we have 2 extra disinformation campaigns, 2 Unmoored Ego for Nexus matchups, some support. We have enough cards to take away all the discard focus of this build and go for a more anti mid-range or creature-based strategy, since we do have Enter the God Eternals, Hash's Takers, alongside Moment of Cravings, and an extra Ritual of Soot and Narset to fish for our key removals for those matchups in which we board out the Duresses, Davriel, Disinformation Campaign, etc. Right? So, yeah, very fun deck to play. Obviously, not amazing against creature-based decks. Like, I'm not saying this deck is super good against, like, for example, Mono White. We do have, tools, right? We have Cry of the Carnarians and we have Ritual of Soot, but we have to draw them, and we take a while to win the game ourselves, right? So that does leave us open against certain strategies, but nonetheless, it's definitely proving itself versus control decks, and I like it a lot, man. I'm a big fan of the Demir, and I love discard decks, so I wanted to showcase this deck a little bit more, and yeah, that is enough for the explanation. If you want a more detailed deck tech, you can check out my prior video. It's called Davriel Discard, I think. It's from like a few days back. There I ramble a little bit more about it. So without further ado, I'm going to showcase off the game, or the couple of series. And yeah, yesterday's stream was, it was tough, man. I dropped a lot of rank because I had one of the worst cases of just mana screwed and mana flood happen to me in best of 3 series back to back. I was facing a lot of Esper as well while I was piloting the Pay God Reanimator deck, which is our worst matchup, unfortunately. So that also didn't help, but we got really screwed yesterday over and over again. It was one of the worst streams that I had in a while in regards to, like, the land system punishing me so hard, right? Like, it was tough to power through it. But regardless, I did have some good games, and generally speaking, this happens to everybody, right? But I really cannot wait for the London Mulligan to hit because Oh man, like now that we know it's gonna be a thing, like I don't know about you, man, but I need it. I really, really, really need for, you know, this game to provide me with less non-games, if that makes any sense, right? Like I am a little bit burnt out of lands as of late. Not gonna lie to you. And I really think the London Mulligan is going to help a lot with that, at least during the initial stages of a match. But yeah, having that said, have a solid day. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for daily MTG videos. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, so we take out the Narset despite the fact that he has no access to blue mana whatsoever. He's gonna go face with that, okay.
Your prowess. Put thoughtfulness before action. If you wish to surrender now, I have just the trick for this.
I would assume Command the Dreadhorde is going down here. I mean, it has to, right?
Keep an open mind.
All right, so this is the cool. I mean, obviously, like he hasn't had the best draws, right? But this is like the idea of running this deck, right there. I think we're gonna go with
Evil. I don't think you'll be needing that. Struggling? Good.
Now we basically got him top decking.
I have practiced against meditate.
He could get an Elder Spell here if he's main decking it. But I would assume he would have gone for it. Thing is, whatever he gets here, he has to be able to cast it now. See, that's a fairy. That's just Davriel food. That is what we like to call Davriel food right there.
I am ancient and wise.
I won't forget
Be
our time.
gone, interloper.
Perish the thought. Ugh, what a whiner.
Ether itself serves me.
Right, he is technically on the clock.
Sorry. Yeah, not really.
I know 88 ways to hone your prowess.
This experience will prove useful.
reached my limit. With thoughtfulness before action.
Alright, so I'm gonna keep this Field of Ruin, because if he top decks a search for Ascanta, I want to be able to just answer it, because he's likely running 2, right? So I'll just keep that Ruin just in the back, in case that happens, because that's one of the only ways you could potentially even dream about making a comeback here. That's probably a land that he's keeping.
All I've left you is pain. Struggling?
No reason to proc Davrio when I can just have him continually pinging at him.
I am not going to sit this one out. Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
This wasn't part of our contract.
You just let me know if you're up for round 2.
I have just the trick for this.
That's why I didn't go for the Ascanta there, because I could just, like, I knew I was gonna draw into this information, into, you know, like with Dream Eater I knew the top 2 cards, so I didn't need to proc Ascanta because I would lose either the Duress or Liliana, and I wanted the Duress just in case. I think another Commanded Dreadhorde could put in the work here. I do like this information campaign a lot. And of course, Elder Spell. Narset's also pretty damn good. I'm going to drop the cast down. Tyrant Scorn. He could have Hero Priest in 1. But I'm going to keep the Tyrant Scorn just in case, I think. I'm going to bring another Narset in. Enter the God Eternals. Is a good answer for... Like, it's a good answer for Basilica Bellhaunt, which is why I'm going to keep it. It also heals me up, which helps my Commanded Dreadhorde, you know, get me more shit.
Here comes the DJ. Here comes the DJ.
Ghost Light with the Prime. Thank you, buddy. On Mort Ego is in the sideboard. Gambler, it's mainly for Nexus. Alright, I'm going to keep this. It's a risky hand because it is vulnerable to a Thought Erasure on curve. Like, I can lose my Ascanta. Because I really rely on Ascanta to be able to curve out. But I threw into a land, so, you know, Magic is easy. Just draw what you want. Alright, we could get countered here. Seems like that's going to be the case. Danny DeVito. Ruining the fun.
You show remorse, I'll show restraint. Here goes nothing.
Keep an open mind.
I'm gonna take the Elder Spell instead of the Thought Erasure.
Here we go.
Meditate and prepare.
I could play Davriel. I can do many things here. I don't necessarily need to play Escanta for now. I can just play Davriel.
I'm mysterious, refined. Let me pick your brain for a minute.
Alright, he did find a black source of mana. He can go for Elder Spell. But he can Thought Erasure.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
Right. That's what I really like about this deck. Like it's designed to really. Oh, he takes out. Okay, that's. My God, I can do a billion things here.
Here comes the DJ. Here comes the DJ.
Let's tidy up in there.
Do we go Scanta or do we go? We try to go Scanta here.
I've got it.
God damn it, we dispatched his hand right there. No Dream Eater.
A mind is a terrific thing to waste.
We will meet again.
Hone your prowess.
Clean. I was thinking about balancing my own Narset to reset her, but there's no need. There's also no need to blink this when I have Field of Ruin. I don't want to take any chances. We're gonna take it slow. We're gonna make sure that we can destroy the Escanta. If he doesn't, then we just proc our own Escanta. We have him locked down here pretty much, yeah. We have him shot down. Again, this is why I made this deck. So I'm fucking tired of this Esper bullshit. And this deck does a pretty good job at dispatching it. And it sucks because when you invest yourself in a best of 3 series, it takes a lot of time, right? Like you play your game 1, you know, that drags out. You go like those 2 games were pretty dragged out, right? He got me with the Experimental Frenzy. Like that's a pretty neat idea for mono white. I'm surprised I don't see it more often. I've seen some streamers run 27 lands. The problem is when you do that, you get flooded. I don't know what's worse. I don't know what feels worse. To get flooded or to get screwed. I do think you're right. I think flooded is worse because at least when you get mana screwed, that's true. The game ends quicker, right? It fucking sucks. Don't get me wrong, but at least the game ends quicker. Sabotage?
I do hope this mask is intimidating enough.
I like his voice lines a lot. I think he's like the opposite of Soren. Alright, so we're facing Nexus. Nexus can be a little bit awkward. We have Blink of an Eye, we have Eugene, and we have Dream Eater. Those are our more reliable ways of dealing with this. We also have an Unmoored Ego.
Perish the thought.
Together, we will prevail. I am in need of rest. Rise, my elemental friend.
Back to the shadows.
To the library.
I know more than you could learn in 1,000 life. I bathe in ghost fire.
You are setting a bad example.
I gotta deal with the Reclamation. And just gotta hope that he doesn't find something with Tamayo here. Tamayo is one of the most triggering planeswalkers because when she finds something, it's super annoying. Okay, so he didn't find the Root Snare, so he wants to prevent me from being able to finish off Tamayo here.
My research has been compromised.
Secrets manifest before you.
I'm gonna play Doom Whisper over Liliana as it's more aggressive. Alright, basically a 7-mana do nothing. That's fine. There's the Escanta.
Here comes the DJ. Here comes the DJ.
I'm gonna get rid of that. Fuck it. I should have done that earlier. I'm gonna use my life as a huge resource here because he's not threatening it. So that's the beauty about Doom Whisperer here. I can just search and search and search all day. What do I want? I want Blink of an Eye, baby. Or Field of Ruin. Okay, so 8, 14, 16. No, it's not enough. Even if I find a Enter the God Eternals, it's not enough. Let's get all this shit. There we go.
Lies beyond division.
So you can pump this up to 3, which means you can kill basically nothing. Now we have the Field of Ruin. So even if he finds a Wilderness Reclamation and he has a Nexus of Fate there, even if that's the case, he's still top decking. He's still top decking. He's a Root Snare, but he's already gone through several. Because I discarded them at the beginning, and he's dead. Attaboy. Alright, so now we got the Unmoored Ego, which is strictly in this lineup because of that. We also want the third Narset. He could be bringing some creatures, so we do have to respect that as a possibility. This information campaign is also like... The thing is, we have to, like, discard his shit, right? Before he gets going. But we have to also live with the fact that, you know, that's not going to be entirely possible all the time. So, Blink of an Eye is a very important card. Dream Eater is also very important. Command the Dreadhorde is unnecessary. Liliana also feels a little bit unnecessary. Eugene is very good. Enter the God Eternals can be decent. Cry the Carnarium is unnecessary. Ritual of Soot also feels a little bit necessary. I'm going to take out a few Scorns here. I'll add in a couple of Hostage Stakers. I mean, Ritual of Soot is actually important because he does have Nisa. This information campaign can also be quite key, but it's also a little bit slow. I'm going to go with this. It's all about outvaluing them. Still having answers for the threats, though. I want to keep the cast down and the Ross's Contempts in case he brings something like the Biogenic Ooze. I'm still crying because you ignored my challenge. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, Damien. Your message was like huge, and I got a little bit lazy at reading. That sounds terrible. Repeat it to me. Repeat it to me. It was like a huge pile of text, though, man. I don't know. but let me know. What's up? Oh my god, dude. Oh. This will have to do. Oh my god, this is awful, man. Well, I guess we're going to a game 3. So he's playing Spell Pierce. I mean, it is pretty much over. Like, we got a pretty bad hand here. Honestly, I probably would be better off just going with the disinformation campaigns.
The focus, keep an open mind. Meditate and prepare.
Every story is an opportunity for new data. I know I noted this somewhere.
I'm going to make a read and think that he doesn't have any creatures, so I'm going to go with the Elder Spells instead. This information campaign could also be good. But over what exactly? Maybe an Enter the God Eternals? Let's go with this. Hopefully we get a playable hand now. Alright, I classify this as playable. The key thing is we have Narset, and Narset is one of the most important cards. Obviously, he's bringing counter spells, so we gotta be wary of that. What we're missing here is good discard options. I'm gonna try this information campaign first. As we trade with the Spell Pierce. Because Narset is more valuable than campaign. And then next turn, I can go Duress into Narset. Alright, well, he's got me with that.
I have practiced against many. Hone your prowess. is overwhelming.
I don't want to play into a blink of an eye. With the Doom Whisper here.
I still have much to learn.
Bingo. He's really trying to bamboozle me here. But thankfully I didn't overcommit with my sideboarding. I'll keep that there. He could blink of an eye his own lieutenant, and I would be fine with that play, honestly. But I really do want to clear these. Like, these are not really a threat to me. But that blink of an eye is, so I succeeded in basically baiting that out of him. Like, that seems like a favorable trade for him, but that's what I wanted him to do. That's literally what I wanted him to do. Because I'm not worried about this, but I am worried about blink of an eye really disrupting my gameplay later down the line.
The moon looks intriguing tonight. Let me aid your research.
So Tamayo. Tamayo definitely has to be dealt with. Okay, so he's still playing the Reclamation Nexus of Fate package. So that gives me good information for my... Okay, no need. Yeah, this is perfect.
I have become too involved with my work.
Beautiful.
Smelly, but effective.
And this... Dude, Doom Whisper is so good in these sorts of matchups. Like, it makes me want to run more copies of him, man. Like, he's... Goddamn, he's legit. Like, I feel so secure with this guy now, because I can literally use my health as a resource and just draw what I want. Like, this guy can make me draw what I want. Next turn. That's so powerful. Nexus down, boys! Nexus down.